So pardon me if you waste your time listening to me. There's a location change in this particular lake. I don't know, it just offers a lot of sunlight in the afternoon. It gets me kind of the air of the people I live with. You know, it's a location change, and like you know, you put in full day. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I basically support. That's why I'm doing this. The reason this prompts me to do this. I get to. Hey, look, you got sunlight. You can't avoid it. If you're watching my video, look, you're gonna get some sun. I kind of really don't. I'm barefoot. Gives me an opportunity to walk back and forth barefoot, and I don't have a fishing pole, so I look maybe less crazy. Because you can talk shit all you want to, as long as you have some kind of a black mirror in your hand. That ain't that weird. If I was doing this without this in my hand, I'd where this is. I'm just, you know what I'm saying. It's just ridiculous. Like, oh, he's got a black mirror in his hand. He can talk to himself all he wants to. That's pretty much what it is, in a way. But I'm not telling y'all to change y'all subject matter. I mean, who am I telling anyone anything? Why would I want to? I'm just gonna understand. Let's remember not to do like the religions. We don't have to understand, and maybe we shouldn't understand. A lot of things like I complain about things that I'm getting from the most sincere person. Like I'm fixing to complain about some shit that from the purest person I've ever seen so far in my life. I would say. I'm not saying anything else. I mean, across the pond, I'm sure she's got a mate and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything else, and I don't say there's anything knowing. I mean, I just noticed a lot of people, like even like my ancestors, I have a significant, I think, Native American blood, great grandmother full-blooded, and it sounds like we're talking about a dog. I don't like, that's why I don't like to mention it. Does it sound like she had 7 children? 7's a bridge. What does that mean? I don't know. I guess I have my avatar has a slight right to be here because I don't think she was raped. Having said so, I mean she chose. I think she chose to marry some Scottish motherfucker. I hope so. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying others don't have. Some here they weren't even invited, but they were drugged here. But like I say, like someone said, told my Caucasian ass, you gotta get back across the pond, or somewhere else. Do you like okay? I mean, like or we're gonna shoot you. Okay, well, we either or whatever, whatever's quicker or whatever, whatever you decide. I mean, I can't argue with the logic of that. And ain't that conscious or spirit or whatever is limited to the past, to those limits of what previous avatars did or whatever, yada yada. Sorry, I keep saying that. That's not really something I'd say unless I was filming, or whatever. But yeah, there's the sun. See, bodies of water are supposed to be. Gives me I haven't been doing this lately, and with this move, this particular, I guess it's you get a slight breeze. It's really open, and you get maximums like this time of day. Where I was living previously, I wasn't in a position to get this much sunlight this time of day. And this is so that for this time of day here in the Delta. It's like, man, you get a lot. There's a lot of sunlight, and like my problem I have with Native American assumptions is like there's this kind of a submission to the earth. I don't know if they're conscious. I ain't saying it ain't. And the thing is, I don't understand. Like, we feel less real when we don't know some of the things that y'all state blanketly. Like, we don't know how y'all know, because it makes like, what, I don't know. So I must not be as real or important or something, because I don't know. Like, I don't know for certain. I can't verify. And like, is that just my personality spectrum, OCD, whatever, whatever label put to it, and a little ADHD thrown in there, and the goddamn, little mozzarella on top. I don't know. So the sun's baking me. That's why I'll keep that. Like, it's hard to forget that someone just limits this to the sum of all our intent, as it won't even let you be outside. Like, the sum of all intents demands me go find shelter within the wiring of a house, which we know isn't good. I mean, I'm supposed to be outside, grounded to the earth, barefoot, receiving sunlight, but it's so intense, it's like, no, motherfucker, run, I'm about to kill you. So I'm just, and I mean, this is the area I grew up in. Most of my sixth grade home basically was, around the corner here, and I know the sun. I was out in the sun. You couldn't get me out of the sun. I Caucasian, freckled, burnt out, freckled not a face. Who cares? Caucasian as hell. Redheaded. What let's say I'm redheaded motherfucker, goddamn, out in this. It's like, damn. It's hard to, consider Earth home, and that's. I don't know. I don't mean to make a thing. It's like there's so few things I knew. It's like it's knew just enough, and it's almost like a safeguard. When I was young and not knowing what the fuck people were doing, and everything was strange to me. Something was telling me, oh, this ain't home. I just knew this wasn't home. Now, is it ain't home because of its current condition, or just it ain't home general? And now I know, it wasn't like, oh, you're from planets and star systems and galaxies. I mean, that was additional information that would be unnecessary, because now we know that isn't the case. And so that's another thing I'm highlighting. Once someone says planet, it's a huge grain of salt. And you can't limit truth to those who don't say that planet, or you can't limit truth to just those, the most sincere, because if it is true about soulless beings, then they're going to be utilized, and you get a lot of truth. You cannot, it don't matter where the truth comes from. I used to say something like, look at your, back in the day we had actual old-fashioned internet connections in the wall. I guess we still do in the home, or you run to Wi-Fi. I don't know. But some people use just the phones now, the kids. But home's internet connection would be, in the socket in the wall. You plug in that little thing, and it's like, well, it don't matter if it's clean or filthy and beat up. The information is still the same. And the actual information is not changed by the appearance of either the cord or the jacket, the socket that you stick it into, unless it's been it's not functional because of disturbances made to it, or alterations. But just like it being like, you could throw mud on it real quick and it just be filthy, and it would still not change the information or the information coming through, as long as it got through. Point being, so, and I guess my bigger problem with doing this, it's like everything I say is like the sky's blue. Like, why is this? And if I was listening, it's like, why is this motherfucker saying the sky's blue? It's like, doesn't this idiot ass motherfucker know that we know the sky's blue? Well, yes, I would assume so, but why does so many people act? But the behavior doesn't indicate so all the time. Then the behavior in daily 24/7 real time doesn't appear to be that motherfuckers know that the sky's blue. You go around that, it's like, and then your mind, I know the sky's blue. Well, then, but it's in 2 seconds, you'll say a sentence indicating you don't know if the sky's blue. Okay, so like, it's very hard for me to do this for that fact alone. The sky's blue. Now, and there we go. I can't, the sum of all our intent. Yeah, but additionally, what is it? And why would the sum of, because that's dangerous. So the sum of all our intent. So my intent is trying to kill this body right now, and I'm supposed to just, yes, it's that bad. That's the whole point. If you can't live in a realm without building buildings and putting wires in the walls that, literally harm you or disrupt you, then something's wrong with the realm. So that's what I did as a child. I evaluated the realm, probably more than behavior. It's like, because behavior is altered by the realm. That's a big variable. It's like, you can't go to a prison and judge and look at prison behavior and attribute that to what they would do whatsoever outside of prison. Now, it might be quite similar, but that's a massive variable. Behavior in prison isn't or shouldn't, and often isn't, behavior outside of prison. Why would it be? And if you feel imprisoned here, whether by choice or not, your behavior is going to be it's going to be as such. The sun is murderous. So like, yes, I'm kind of fucking with David Madge right now. Like, You're just gonna say the sun. It's up some of our attention and run as you stay up there in the northern latitudes constantly. You know, Michigan, Oregon. That's it. Michigan, Oregon. Like goddamn, yeah. I get it. You're a wise man, or what? A wise dude, or whatever you are. My ex-hero. Motherfucker questions goddamn fucking hunger and thirst. I mean, knows that we at some point we didn't hunger and thirst, but he has no problem with money. I've already stated that. It's not even consideration of that. No acceptability in that. Got other people saying we agreed to the terms of the way money operates here. The fuck we did. I mean, goddamn, you think I forgot? You think I'd agreed to? I'll just agree to digital. I agreed to some people sitting in an air conditioner outside of the sum of our intent, trying to kill the rest of us, and they just type up control the existence out of thin air. Yeah, I agreed to that. What kind of piece of shit am I? So that doesn't float. I mean, and with Heather, more than love, Heather Richmond. How dare me? I mean, the sweetest, not the sweetest, but I mean, just the softest, most gentle sounding liar you over here. I mean, the thing is, you just speak so softly and gently. It just, she can feed any arrogant assumption to you, because that's a hell of an assumption. That what living soul would agree to money? Money doesn't bother me. Is that possible for a living soul to even say? How can a living soul say money doesn't bother me? It's not possible. Just like a living soul couldn't say, I would rape that man in the ass just to show dominance. Was he stealing? He's stealing items, so the way to solve that problem is to rape him in the ass and to show dominance? Just like that. There's a living. I mean, that thought could be forced into a living soul's mind, but could it be accepted enough to even to repeat it? No, of course not. I'm saying that's some things are beyond good or bad. Good or bad is I mean, there's behaviors that cannot, actions that cannot be taken. Period. That good or bad. Those petty distinctions do not encompass in the least the gravity of the I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. This sun is ridiculous. Of course, I've been unloading containers. Ooh, I mean, yeah, I do. I labor because I can. I'm gonna labor as long as there's labor. I ain't gonna forget. And so I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna completely forget the homeless. I'm not gonna forget. Some people are doing it, so I don't want to tell people what to do. I've been leads and stuff. Not where I've tried that. I got my taste up quickly. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't like telling people what to do. I just don't like it. So why would I get to avoid labor? I got to go tell people what to do. No, I'll just do. Because I can. That's what I'll do because I can, and help my belly a little bit. A little bit at least, and I'll keep some health to me, and I'll be trapped here a little longer. Whatever. But, is the Earth actually conscious? And if it is, why do we, like, that's the thing, the Native Americans, or at least the ones that come on, the males generally, you see on YouTube, they just have such a natural adherence to, the loveliness, like the earth, like the certainty that the earth is kind and woman, and womanly, feminine, like the earth is so divine. It's like the divine feminine itself, and what evidence do we have for that? I mean, there's no evidence here of anything but the bigger eats the smaller. The earth seems to love predators. The earth has very little restriction on predators, whether what kind of creature it is. Like, if it wants to predate, if it's bigger, stronger, faster, it gets to consume what is slower, smaller, and meeker in most cases. I mean, so what you get? I mean, so the thing is, I'm not gonna. it ain't an agreement and disagreement. That doesn't matter. That agreement, disagreement isn't truth. Truth is truth. Now, how so I'm kind of picking on my night subscription in a way, but not really. Oh, that was a nice reminder. That's why that's how this works. It seems like I get prompts to I get irritated and poked just poked in the side till I respond, and I don't really mind that. I just don't want anyone to be offended. I'm not picking on any perspective. You're reminding me to analyze. It's to filter that through through full logic or through logic, period. And is that is that can that be verified at all? Because that should be verified. I can't verify that the Earth is on the meek side at all. Earth in its current condition. Now, I have no problem saying that we got Earth, or our ancestors got Earth in this condition. Whatever, but is the Earth intrinsically even neutral? That's the thing. Earth don't seem to be neutral. It's like, nah, if you're bigger, just eat the smaller, and we'll have less variety and less dynamic creativity here. And that's the problem with that. Big living on creativity. Even though I've been told that Mother Nature doesn't respond to is it based on numbers and math and at all, and it would seem to be the case. It seems like it can be represented because a tree is nothing but a fractal. It's saying its network. There is no thought. There is absolutely no thought to it. It branches out to reach the sun, which I've been told should be moving. The sun didn't move back in, let's say, the Golden Age, and that makes sense. You can only do that. Well, as a presented, of course, you're doing it in the solar system perspective, which is bizarre that they'd even try such nonsense. If you want me to accept that the sun didn't move, which they call Saturn, then we're in an enclosed biosphere, obviously. It's the only way the sun could sit there and never, ever, ever move. I'm sorry. Come on. It's weird the bizarre how obscene they are with the shit they try to shove down our throats. But that would be, pre-cataclysm, I would imagine. And that's what I'm trying to say. I just do Occam's razors and logic. Occam razors and logic is how I know anything or what I speak from, because I can't verify much of anything. And so my question is, should we just assume we're not part of the collective, or you, or what I'm saying? If we don't understand, do we have to understand what the fuck you're talking about for us to be accepted? That's what I'm getting at. There's people that don't even want to be, don't want to be on YouTube, don't want to be on Facebook, of various ages. But, most of us, more my age, but, are we, so we just be isolated to the end of this? I don't know why. I have 35 measly subscribers. I don't know where they came from. I do not know how it got that high. Yeah, that's high to me. I don't, how did I get 35 subscribers? I don't get but 1 or 2 views if I shoot a video. So is that, some people said that, YouTube is not reporting that accurately. Is that a ploy to get us to discourage us? That's very highly possible, but it cannot be verified. Is that the case? There's no way to verify that, because I guess I'm asking, could you please at least we don't need to reflexively subscribe to everyone. If you're not going to ever watch someone's videos, and especially when they don't ever make one and they come out of nowhere and make a video and no one watches it, then what's the point of subscribing? It's basically a lie. Subscription means I'm subscribing. I have intention to view content at some time. If you don't view their content ever, don't even take the time, no matter what the length of the video, then what are you fucking subscribing to? It's kind of rude. It's just rude. And so again, I'm not telling you to listen to me. I'm saying that for those that, my night subscription, I know she has 1,500 subscribers and has a few views on her latest videos. What the fuck is that? How do you get 1,500 subscribers and nobody notices in their icon? So if you have too many subscriptions, you might not look at the little blue dot or over your phone and do it, or not you never have time to and just ignore them. So that's why I only have 9, 2 of them the same person. Not for any other reason, just because, well, I mean, why would I subscribe to someone and never watch their videos? So I keep it to those that like, yeah, when they post something, I'm going to try, you know, if it ain't too long, I'm going to try to get the whole thing. And sometimes I try to get the longer ones because, we're in, military industrialized complex slavery, whatnot. I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid. You can, we ain't got the resources of a David Maggi who money doesn't bother him because his daddy had it. Let's say, I'm going to say again, David Maggi came back as I guess my archetype might be the right word, but I view archetypes, I meant to look that up, kind of like stereotype. It came back just like a stereotype. And and I know several people, they just fit. I mean, it's kind of like evil. Evil has no creative capacity. So it's basically one personality. And we know that about evil. Evil is bland. It's bland. It is basically one personality. So now I'm gonna say, hey, Son of Martin, how you doing? I'm sorry, but I like the I get the romance of like the earth and it's blah blah blah, but understand it's that tree, because us Christians in the South at least, not in the magic of Catholicism, we're talking about our own personal Jesus and watch the race with us with old Bud Light or Budweiser. We think we assume that the hairs, on our individually there by the Creator, and I would say I'm assuming even the hair is just fractal, like it's really code-wise it's one hair. That tree code-wise is one number. It's branching to the sun, and it doesn't do it. I'm saying I get that it don't do it by math, but it seems to be it can be represented by math. Like it fractally branches out to get sunlight and fractal patterns. Therefore, there is no thought behind it. It's not creative. I'm saying this is very bland here. Those. So that's why it's easy to accept like the deserts or former trees that reach to giant. Used to have giant silicon trees is the story, and it makes sense because the deserts make no sense, obviously. You know what I'm saying? That fits. I'm saying I don't know, but people have told me this, and it fits. Like that because the deserts don't make sense, do they? I mean, the magnitude of them, like at least, and I know like the concept of like, no, don't we have the firmament, a dome? We got, there was trees that reached up there, and someone cut them down. I don't know anything about that. I mean, and like I don't know anything about this living soul stuff. It just I stumbled into it through Flat Earth Paradise, David Maggi, and because just the realization of flat Earth, all of a sudden I'm into like soulless beings and blood over intent, which is some type of magic. And like, do I really? I did mine because I cut myself shaving. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's the one I did just because I cut myself shaving. I had some blood. Like, okay, I'll try that. There was no big deal about it. I wasn't doing it because this is the only way. Is that the only way I'm gonna get my soul back? I gotta do some kind of stupid, silly magic on a dead tree with some ink. You gotta write something. You gotta get a piece of tree and get you some ink thing. You gotta attach some steel, and you gotta put that, and you gotta put some integers on there, and then you gotta put some blood on there, and that's how you're gonna solve that problem. Fuck you, fuck that. I did, but like anyone that demands that that's the way problems are gonna be solved, get the fuck out of my face. That ain't the way. Motherfucker, I ain't gotta have paper nor metal on my possession any goddamn time. Paper's a goddamn dead tree. What the fuck you talking about? Metal is shit that we're boring into the earth to dig out. Why? Well, who told us to start boring into the earth? You know what I'm saying? Like I said a long time ago, go get you a backpack and start boring into the earth. I'm talking, go get your backpack and start walking and see how soon you start boring into the earth for metals. It will never cross your mind to start boring into the earth because I need a metal. I got to get something. I got to get it something, and I got to get it really hot and shaped to specific. It has nothing to do with an organic existence whatsoever. So, I mean, so I don't mean to disrespect the earth if it is conscious, all that, but the earth, no, I mean, I view the earth as a rancid whore right now. Now, but I do not view it as necessarily her fault. That's what I'm trying to say. But the earth is just being, like, she's spineless at the moment. Like, I'm trying, like, and it goes with, like, a conscience can't be realm dependent. Obviously, that's another one. My sky's blue. Like, that's the only thing I have to tell anybody is the sky's blue. Hey, I'm just constantly the sky's blue because no one can seem to retain that in their minds. A consciousness cannot gamble on being realm dependent. Period. The earth is a realm. And you know what I'm saying? Keep it in simplest form. I can't be dependent on the predetermined rules of any realm, of any construct. Because without knowing, I don't know I can trust them. The earth is a rancid whore right now that favors predators and won't get off its ass to do nothing. I mean, is it because we won't get the children out of here? I mean, if we can get the children out of here, would the earth respond as it should? I mean, this place is supposed to be fucking flooded, or I mean, isn't that the great? That's what the Milky Way galaxy is, the Great Rift. That's supposed to be where it opens up and the floodwaters come in. Yeah, I mean, what's the delay? I mean, it's because we can't get the children. I mean, I would agree, Earth. We're in complete agreement for, say, Mother Earth. I don't know if anyone can get the point of what I'm saying. But you can't gamble. I mean, just in theory, and that's reality. You can't. If you don't know why you're here at all, then you can't gamble on being limited to the supposed rules of a realm, and just because someone that's pure as snow or seems it tells you that's irrelevant. Truth can come from the nastiest motherfuckers in the world. I mean, you're saying truth can't, and it is that way. You get a lot of truth. I mean, I've heard a lot of truth from zombies. I mean, it's like, well, that would make sense. They're there, and you're living soul, whatever, and they're going to be utilized. So that doesn't, so that doesn't mean that the pure are tending to lie, but there's assumptions that are made, just like the religions do, that make us feel left out, that are just not going to adhere to nothing. I'm not agreeing with anything. I mean, since I've been born, or since I can remember, I don't remember agreeing with anything going on here, and it's only getting worse. So, if I'm not going to be submissive to the earth until it shows me that it gives a rat's ass, and all these rules and waiting. Because this is an emergency. So, and the earth don't seem to view its situation as emergency. To me, if it's conscious, now, to me, like, it's time for me to stop, burning the dinosaur bones. I mean, two factors: dinosaur bones are conveniently found all in the same place. They're not displayed in the museums anyway, so that's awfully convenient. And most of these dinosaurs would collapse upon their own weight immediately and suffocate, that they propose. So, there, Occam's razor and logic, probability, those are numbers, but probability in that sense of numbers represent, you can use numbers to represent reality, though they're not actually real. Use those integers like that, so therefore the likelihood that petroleum is the Earth's blood is very high, because their story is not true at all. I mean, there's almost nothing true about what you've been told. So I have no problem with being submissive to something that's on my team, but I don't know if the earth is on my team. I'm not that impressed with Earth, because it's bland. Like what did Cree do? Y'all know Credu Mutwa, don't you? South Africa? Maybe you don't. Credu, Credu Mutwa, Matwa, I think. He says he had to eat a dead man's hand. It was to join the, what do they call him, to be one of those. But and he had to, I think he cooked it, but he had to eat a dead man's hand. And after he did, he could see all the colors of a tree. So it might just be perceptions. We're not seeing the dynamicness per se of the earth. So I can't blame the earth for that. But in our limited current senses, most of us, it's hard to just inherently trust what has not shown any evidence to trust. So again, like I'm gonna shoot this, and like I'm looking for that person in the cave. Like I said, I'm not looking. I'm trying to talk not to the extremely isolated. I'm talking about to the inconceivably isolated. That's who I'm reaching at. And you feel like a piggyback, or you think I'm doing something else, I'm trying to get some popularity, I don't care what you think. That's not what I'm doing. There's no resolution in that. So that's saying I don't need channels. I'm doing this because it gives me an excuse to walk. I don't have a fishing pole, and I will stop this soon. I can't do too much more of this. That's why I'm allowing myself to ramble, because the sun's still higher in the sky than you would think at this time of day. It's still just blazing like it's high noon, and you know, I'm walking back and forth, grounded to the earth. And so I don't know. I just don't know how are we ever supposed to feel we belong if we're not doing what some of y'all are doing? And I'm saying y'all are doing what you're doing just for subscriptions, and I'm not limited to that. I know you're using the format that's available. That's what I'm doing. Use the format that's available. But we have to be all inclusive, because that's a big. The whole one thing. All the religion they make assumptions that we understand shit that makes no sense to validate their existence and submission to. Even ones I don't know about. That would have to be it. Because what purpose would religions have? Period. The living know what not to do. I know what to do, but the living know what can't be done. What behaviors just under no circumstance can be done. That's why raping period, but raping babies, rape period, just certain behaviors cannot be done under any circumstance. Now if they're done, whatever later, I'm not saying that but I think some behaviors, if I rape anything, you get me the fuck out of here. That's, you kill me immediately, because I validated any rights here. Invalidated. I've invalidated immediately. So good or bad, you at least have the mercy. You should not torture a person that is raped by making them, or even allowing them to stay. Let them go home so they can forgive themselves. Or I've never understood. It makes no sense what we do. It's like we punish them further by keeping. If there's certain behaviors that do unto others. We don't take that literally. Do unto others as you have to do to them. That's like a lot of my complaints. No, this is what I have you do to me. So don't get all offended when I'm saying this should be done to you. This is more than what I'd have it done to me quicker. No hesitation, no matter how I pleaded. This invalidates my rights here. So just remember those on the fringes, please. And it ain't about I don't agree or disagree about the earth being conscious. I can't verify. And my experience shows me it's the earth. If the earth's conscious, it doesn't seem quite concerned. Because why do predators do what the fuck they want? Human or non-human? Why do predators here on earth just get to do what they want?